Hey everyone, welcome back to Soulspeak Summaries. I'm so glad you're here today because we're talking about a book that completely transformed how I, and many others, view relationships. It's called Attached by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. Whether you're dating, in a relationship, or just curious about how attachment works, this book is a total game changer. It breaks down the science of why we behave the way we do in relationships, and it's such an eye-opener. Let's dive in and see how attachment theory can help you understand yourself and your relationships better. Attached is all about attachment theory, which is basically the idea that how we bonded with our caregivers as children impacts how we connect with people as adults, especially in romantic relationships. Sounds heavy, but trust me, it's not all clinical and boring. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller do an awesome job breaking it down in simple terms and giving practical advice. In the book, they talk about 3 main attachment styles: secure, anxious, and avoidant. Understanding these can help you figure out your own tendencies and how they affect your relationship dynamics. So let's go over them quickly. First up, we've got the secure attachment style. About 50% of people fall into this category. Basically, secure people are comfortable with intimacy and not worried about being abandoned. They have this inner confidence and don't play those mind games that some of us might be familiar with. They trust their partners, communicate openly, and generally have healthier relationships. Sounds dreamy, right? Next, we have the anxious attachment style. If you've ever found yourself obsessively checking your phone after sending a text, this might sound familiar. People with anxious attachment are constantly worried about their partner's love and approval. They need a lot of reassurance, and they can be pretty sensitive to any signs of distance. They often feel like they're the ones who care more in the relationship, which leads to feeling clingy or needy. Finally, we have the avoidant attachment style. These people value their independence over closeness, and when things start to get too intimate, they tend to pull away. It's not that they don't want love, but they've learned to be self-reliant and can struggle with vulnerability. They can come across as emotionally distant, and sometimes it feels like they're putting up walls. The biggest takeaway from Attached is figuring out your own attachment style. The authors include a super handy quiz in the book, and it's worth taking. Understanding your style gives you a roadmap to healthier relationships. For example, if you're anxious, knowing that can help you manage your triggers and communicate better with your partner. If you're avoidant, it might push you to work on being more open. One thing the book stresses is that if you have an anxious or avoidant attachment style, dating someone with a secure attachment can really help. Secure partners can calm your anxieties or make it easier for you to open up if you're avoidant. The book shows how security in a partner can balance out some of the struggles that come with being anxious or avoidant. Another major point in the book is communication. If you're in a relationship and things feel off, your attachment style might be playing a role. The authors suggest being upfront about your needs. Sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many of us avoid this. For example, if you're anxious and constantly worrying about your partner pulling away, instead of hiding those feelings, talk about them. It's about being vulnerable and honest, so your partner knows what's going on with you. The book also gives us some great insights into recognizing red flags early on. If you're anxious, dating someone avoidant can create a lot of tension because your needs for intimacy are totally different. While it's not impossible to make it work, this book encourages us to be aware of these differences and think about whether the relationship is really serving us or just triggering more anxiety. I gotta say, after reading Attached, I started seeing some real patterns in my own relationships. Turns out, I lean a bit towards anxious attachment. I'm working on it. I used to think needing reassurance was just part of love, but this book helped me realize that I can work on calming that anxiety within myself, and that it's okay to ask for reassurance in a healthy way. It was such a light bulb moment. Also, dating people with avoidant tendencies? Wow. It totally clicked why some of those relationships felt like I was always chasing after something I couldn't quite reach. So what about you? Have you read Attached or heard about attachment theory before? Let me know in the comments what your attachment style is, or if you're still figuring it out. And if this video helped you understand your relationships a little better, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more book summaries and relationship advice from Soulspeak Summaries. To wrap it up, Attached is a must-read for anyone who wants to build healthier, more secure relationships. Whether you're single or already in a relationship, this book can help you understand yourself and your partner on a deeper level. It's like having a relationship cheat sheet. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.